Hello everyone, and welcome to my Unison... Really? Really? Hello everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel, and I will be your host, Timely. So, I'm back at it with you guys, with another Astral Chronicles video, okay? I'm really enjoying this game a lot, so I'm going to make more videos, okay? And I want to talk about builds, okay? I want to talk about my tank. I want to talk about damage mitigation, alright? So I'm going to do this really quick because, just a quick explanation. I want to explain damage mitigation, and I also want to explain DPS, okay? So first, as you can see, my defense, 2890. Damage reduction is 49.9%. Let's round that up to 50%. So I've got a 50% damage reduction from my defense alone, okay? Then I have my armors too. Reduces damage taken 15%, reduces damage taken 15%, and then my boots reduces damage taken 15%. Now that goes all the way up to 45%. I think it is safe to assume that these all stack with each other. It would be a shame if they didn't stack with each other, but I hope they do. I can safely assume that they do. So I get a 45% damage mitigation for my armor, okay? Now, so 50% damage mitigation for my defense, and then 45% damage mitigation from my armors. And then after that, if you want to tank out even further, okay, you want to start focusing on your resistances, okay? So if, for instance, when the accessories Scarlet Arena is out, the accessory dungeon, it's the Ice Weaver. I put on the Bulimic Dragon, which gives you water resistance, and then the Ice Ring, and then the Ice Necklace, okay? So then that boosts my water defense all the way up to 81%. Now with all those forms of damage mitigation, I'm extremely tanky. I don't even have to block. I don't have to rely on chance anymore. Even though, blocking would be nice, but I don't really have to have block to survive. Even though I do have it. So I have a 43% chance to block, and it reduces my damage by another 78%. So I'm going full on tank, guys. And then seriously, like every time I move my tank across dungeons, I always change his rings, okay? Doesn't matter what stats they give. Just put on the rings for the resistances so you can survive. You're only there to take hits. The longer you last, the better it is for your team. So I got my Thunder Ring, got my Ice Ring in there, got my Light Ring. I only got one set for my Dark Ring, which is kind of sucky. So my Shadow Ring, it's on my Netheria right now. So at any dungeon or whatever boss we're fighting, I could always switch on the fly for my rings and stuff. It's really quick. Now, you could also add some regen to your tank, okay? And it doesn't really tell you what this stat does, and it's called Constitution. I believe Constitution is a passive regen every time you hit your enemy. You get health back. I guess it's kind of like a lifesteal kind of, but I'm not sure. So I have 50 Constitution for my Peerless Artifa. And then with the costume, that gives me another 30 Constitution. So I have 80 Constitution. So every time I hit the enemy, I get health back. So that makes me even more tanky. So I can just sustain further. Now this kind of build will do you good in most content. I think with all the content except for Phantasm. The higher you go in Phantasm, the harder it gets, and it gets extremely hard. I'll tell you that. I'm like on floor like 48 right now, I think. Oh yeah, and I also forgot to mention. So I really want to talk about the diminishing returns too. So diminishing returns, guys. So you're probably wondering, like, why don't I pump my defense even higher? Why don't I get it up to like 60%? Now, the reason why I don't pump my defense too high is because I want to spread those stats out to other, things like resistance, or dodge, or, all that good stuff. So you always have to keep in mind that you can never get a perfect 100% dodge. You can never get a perfect 100% damage reduction from your defense. The higher you go, the more diminishing returns you get, meaning the less value 1 point of defense is going to give you. So, for example, say you get a 20% damage reduction from 1,000 defense, right? So you get a 15, let's use my Netheria. So you get a 34% damage mitigation from my Netheria, right? And she only has 1,500 defense. Now you look at my tank here. He's got almost, 3k defense, and he's at 50% damage mitigation, alright? So I pretty much almost double her. Okay, she has 34% damage mitigation. I have 50% damage mitigation. So therefore, I only have 15% more damage mitigation just from having 1,500 more defense points. Okay, so I pretty much doubled her defense, but only gained 15% more damage mitigation. I didn't double my defense. So that's how it works. So if I wanted to get my defense up to like 70% damage mitigation, I would probably have to get my defenses up to at least 5 or 6k just to like get it extremely high. Even if I were to double my damage mitigation or double my defense, I probably only get it up to like a high 55 to 66%. So I'll show you. So I'll put on my ogre skull, I'll put on these strength boots, I'll put on the light kushis. Just want to stack my defense as high as I can go. So my defense now is at 4k, guys, 4k. Now I'm at 58% damage mitigation. It only went up 8%. Now you have to you have to ask yourself, is that worth it? To have only 8% more damage mitigation. And I'm literally dropping 45% damage mitigation from my equipment just by trying to stack my defense. So you always have to ask yourself these questions when you're building your character. Alright, so putting my stuff back on. Come on. Is that it? There we go. Alright, now let's talk about the DPS. Alright. Now I honestly think that it's the easiest to build warrior, and it's pretty easy to build ranger. Actually, ranger is a little bit harder to build than warrior. I think warrior is the easiest to build. So let's look at my Nyx, okay? When you very first start the game, they pretty much give you a Nyx. You can be a very casual spender, and you could build a Nyx very easily and 5-star her very, very quickly. So I honestly think Nyx is a great starter unit. I also think she can be very, very tanky as well. So if you look at my Nyx, she has 2k defense, around a 41% damage mitigation, okay? And then if you look at her resistances, it's 50% all across the board. So she is very tanky. And her HP is at 12k as well. So I noticed that the AI in this game is not very good in my opinion, especially when you're since I'm a tank MC, everywhere I go, my warrior is going to follow me. So she's going to be taking hits too when I'm tanking. So I had to build her very, very tanky. So the build I went for her is I try to build her dodge, I try to stack her defense and her resistances all together. Alright, just to make her like very balanced. And to do that, I gave her this sword. This sword that increases her overall resistances. This hat that increases her own defense and her resistance by 15%. Then I gave her the life rings, which increases her HP by 5% per legendary gear, okay? So these are all the things that you need to survive, pretty much. You need a high HP pool, and you need to have really good damage mitigation through resistances, defense, and even dodge. So she has a 40% chance to dodge as well. So that's how I tanked her out. Now, not only is she an off tank, she's also very, very powerful too, okay? So she's got a 42% chance to crit and a 180% crit damage. Now to bring that higher, you know, you want to stack their crit and their crit damage. It's very, very simple. Just stack crit and crit damage. That's it. But there's also more things you could do to, you know, stack their damage and whatnot. But I feel like crit and crit damage is always a safe bet, so getting the Lava Goat is probably one of the best gloves in the game, okay? Lava Goat is very, very important. So get burned whenever casting a skill, but crit chance will increase by 30% and crit damage by 50%. Now that is pretty huge for crit damage, okay? It's very, very useful. And you get it in the Tree of Life Rift. Wherever the Tree of Life is, you can get Lava Goat. Very, very good. And then her other armors too. She stacks dodge. One attack, there's a 30% chance of increasing own dodge by 50%. One attack, there's a 30% chance to increase dodge by 20% and crit by 50%. So do you see how this works? I have a buff in my HP pool, I have buffs in my resistances and my defense, and I've got procs that boost my dodge rating so that she can dodge more frequently, and even gain more crit too. So every time this boots proc, I get more crit. Every time I'm on fire, I get more crit. And then every time she gets hit after dodging, there's a chance to weaken the attacker, reducing their resistances even further, so she can dish out more DPS and also weaken the target for other allies so they can do more damage as well. Also, Nyx has very, very good debuffs too. She has this Tree Lightning debuff chance from her Electric Strike and Crashing Thunder by 30%, so the debuff chance goes up by 30%. So Electric Strike inflicts Weaken, and then Crashing Thunder inflicts Curse, which lowers her damage by 10%. So do you see how I built her? I gave her an armor that every time she dodges, she inflicts Weaken. Every time she does her basic attack, she inflicts Weaken. So she's a great debuffer, okay? And she hits extremely hard too, and she's an off tank as well. A very well-rounded unit and very balanced too. I freaking love her. She's one of my favorite units, next to my Netheria. So yeah guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and well, why not do a Scarlet, no, not Scarlet, but an Astral Arena. You know, let's do it. Let's do an Astral Arena. Alright, so this person Hammy right here, so freaking strong, okay? Their Ouroboros is worth talking about. Their Ouroboros is so freaking annoying. Oh my god. Their Ouroboros scares me. Freaking scares me. So they stack Reflect, okay? Reflects 50% of damage taken, and their shield reflects your damage taken to the enemy. So he's wearing two things, a reflect, and it's got HP regen with life rings on, so he has a higher HP pool. A very high HP pool and a chance to reflect is a very good combo. Your DPS can fucking kill themselves by hitting an Ouroboros. This is crazy. This unit scares me, dude. Oh my god. It's awful. So, you guys are probably gonna see me lose against this guy. I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't. My rank's fucking gonna drop. I already know. I might be able to win though. Let me take out there. Damn, dude. Oh my god. I gotta take out that Nephi. And that Ouroboros is left. Okay, if my Nyx dies from this Ouroboros, you guys are gonna see. I don't even think I can kill this Ouroboros. Cause he's just gonna keep healing himself, dude. He's so fucking tanky. And I don't even think I hit his, what's it called? Fuck, dude. Oh my gosh. Yep, that's GG. GG. Your Ouroboros is strong as shit. Good job. Hold up. My Nyx might be able to take it. Oh my god, she's hitting reflex. Go. Do it. There you go. Good job. Good job, Nyx. Oh my god, I fucking love Nyx, dude. She's so good, dude. She is so good. Well, alright guys. This video is taking way too long. I had to get going now. Peace.